line is printing $1 right now. The line is printing $1 right now. We should start getting some fills on this thing at this point. Let me know if you get filled on a line. It's down to 133.87 and flushing. SPY just kind of chopping sideways here right now. Frank, got $1 on the line. Good job. Very good job, thank you. Yeah, I figured that by the looks of the price action here, they're going to start filling. You're in the line, didn't get closed yet, Ari? It's still printing $1. The wide spreads is why it takes a while for this thing to close, but the stock looks very, very bearish here. Definitely got relative weakness here, and I suspect this is gonna go to $1.05 or $1.10 before too long. Again, it's Wednesday, so it takes a little bit longer, but some folks should be getting filled at that. Neil, filled at $1. Good job. A line filled at $1. Nice. 25% profit on that aligned trade. I'm going to put my sold in here at this point. And so that was a 25% profit, which is what I was shooting for on this one. 25% is pretty good on a Wednesday. You really got to wait to Thursday before you can really get 35, 40, 45%. Usually. And if you're nervous about it, switch it to 95 if you want to get closed out. That way you can take the 15-cent profit and be out of the trade. Because I don't know what it's going to do, of course. Definitely bearish setup, but who knows? And again, you only have till Friday, so there's a SPY just moving sideways right now. Q's moving really flat as a pancake here. The line's still printing $1. Ari, you get out at 98? Okay, good job. You know, for 2 cents, I don't blame you. Take the profits. It could keep going, but I mean, I just shouldn't get. I don't want to be in too many shorts with the SPY trading above the 8 exponential moving average. Just not something I want. You don't want these for me either? You're doing, Ruth. You're whipping back and forth all over the place.
That's right. That would be me.
Are you scoring?
No, but I got a little ad hoc job.
Oh, another ad hoc job.
Just making phone calls.
Oh. Oh. Jesus. Is he? Crazy.
You're able to get through.
Oh yeah, I get that. Oh, geez, and they got it for everybody. In fact, you got to get an extra $12 on it. I don't know how they do that. I'm not sure. There's no easy. I don't understand how they put that combo order in, and I didn't want to mess it up because it was too
Well,
much
they
money.
can do it, then
Yeah, he did it in a second.
woohoo. And a woohoo.
He said, "Okay, let me do that. Boom, it's done."
Well, you had the right
Oh boy. All right. Let's see if we get any other questions here. Kevin, I haven't put any more trades on yet today. Ooh, got a bunch of. Carlton filled at $1. Good job. William Tradier is still showing 50-cent spread for a line PDS. Spread was set up wrong. Okay, that'll do it. Alexander in at 60 out. You got it in at 60 out at 98. That's really nice. Really nice trade, Alexander. Very, very nice. Sergio sold a line at 98. Good job. Jarek Owen, very weak. Lots of puts traded at the ask. On Owen. Okay, let me take a look at Owen. The line's still going down, by the way. Whew. Yeah, ON is really getting smoked here today. Well, down 4%. This is a big move right now. That probably is a decent short. I'm not sure what it costs for these ON. Let me take a look at ON right now. Really, this is quite a flush here in ON. Again, the semiconductor stock right there, flushing down pretty hard. Let me see what I can find for some support on this thing. I got it right on a support line right now. Right here. So be careful. This is a high volume support line right there where it's sitting right now. See if we can find any others below that. And again, these high volume support lines I have quite a lot of confidence in. If you notice the one I put it right here, this is where the stock is right now. Here's the high volume support line right there. See the bottom of that candle, bottom of that candle. See how it also goes through the top of that candle, right? And pretty close to the top of that candle, right there. This is a fairly strong support level for ON on this stock. Again, you see it's flushing down pretty hard, and it may continue to flush down. But this 47.18 level that it's at right now is a support level. So I'm not going to chase into it based on that. And you probably see it bounce right here. Sold a line at $1.05, Gory. Very nice, beautiful. We're getting some nice trades on that Align trade now. Your Align trade puts closed for 20%. Would have taken it, would have left it open, but I wanted to reduce open positions. Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't want to have a lot more shorts on here right now, to tell you the truth. The SPY is above the 8 exponential moving average. I have to respect that for right now. But we're out of a line, which was good. Watching Fresh Pet, just down about half a dollar right now. Clorox still up for the day pretty strong, and so it's not going anywhere at this point. Hey, Heaven, good morning. Good morning over there on YouTube. Nice little SPY drift down here now. Triple Q's drifting down. And IWM been weak as much weaker than the market today. All right, so again, we're out of the line trade. So that's one short we've taken off, which I'm happy about that. I'd like to be able to get out of fresh pet, but it's really not doing as much favors today. It is red for the day. All right, gotta look around for some trades. There's maybe some intraday trades. We'll see. See what I can find. SPY drifting back down below the VWAP again. Very, very choppy day. Very, very difficult to try to trade these indexes. Again, we did get out of a line. We had some folks made some nice profits in that. I got 25%. Some folks, somebody getting 60 and out 98. That was beautiful. But still moving down. Watching Fresh Pet, which bounced a little bit. Now it's pulling back again right to the VWAP. Market really not doing anything too dramatic here right now. You can see it's up about 0.3% on the SPY, and it's basically sitting now. It's sitting below the 8 exponential moving average. Again, this is the problem with this trading the SPY today. You've got the 8 right there. See, it went through it and pull right back to it, and you get the 15 right there, which is offering support. This is just a doji candle. This is very tight price action. SPY is the Qs as well, which is the 8 and 15 are just above it. It doesn't really have any support until it gets back down to yesterday's high or back down to the 50-day. So what's the market going to do? I have not a clue. About 11:30 right now. Terry, when the market is trending down, consumer defensive stocks often show relative strength, correct? But how quickly the market rotates out of defensive back into risk on mode. Do you think the consumer defensives end up being more of a trap than a real edge? Yeah, I do right now. Yes, they have been a trap lately. They might be good for a day, sometimes less than a day, and then the money comes back into tech and they trade down. So I'm not real keen on them right now. They've been all over the place. Just take a look at Coca-Cola, Pepsi, General Mills, Procter and Gamble. You see that if you look at the charts, you see that they're just flipping back and forth. I don't care for them particularly. I mean, I'll trade some on an intraday basis if they give me a reason to. But what you just said is correct. Sarang, you're trying to open a trader account, but the web page is confusing. Do I trade in the desktop app? I do trade in the desktop. I don't trade in the web. I downloaded Trader Pro. Trader Pro is the what you want, and you want the desktop version. It's much better to try to trade with when the software is installed on your PC than to try to do it on the web. Trader Pro is what you want. SPY pulling back down here now. No direction to this market at all. Market internals still bearish right now, but they have been drifting down since about 10 o'clock. But in a choppy motion, they're going like this. It's coming down, but up and down, up and down. Right now, they're getting bearish.
They are currently speaking at the Barclays Consumer Staples Conference. That's on SYY.
SYY speaking at a conference, bouncing up. Cisco. All right, I'm going to look around for some stocks here, see if there's anything I can find to trade. Again, I think most everybody's out of a line by now. Took up profits in a line. Still watching Fresh Pet. A line was the one I was most interested in because it's expired this week. The other ones we've got some time on. All of them are the 19th for both LNTH, VSAT, Clorox, and Fresh Pet. Index options are 25 cents more on the plus. You mean you're talking about oh, you're talking about the SPY, the Qs. You're talking about the on the futures. I don't pay any premium any uh, commissions on SPY puts and calls. Simon, yes, I still am in open with shares. I am. I took some off yesterday. I put them back on again yesterday. I get in about 512 yesterday. I added, I think 511. I added a bunch more that I had taken off earlier at 488. I get into my original position was 432 or 436 or something, and I got a sell order in this at 588. Trader Pro is $10 a month, and Plus is $35 a month. Um, you know, it's you don't want to be paying, commissions if because $10 a month, $35 a month. Okay, so you pay $35 a month, flat fee, right? Flat fee. So, but then you don't pay any commissions on any options at all. Now, if you start trading options with any kind of size, you start trading 5 and 10 contracts at a time, you're going to wipe out that savings between 10 and 35 pretty quickly. That's my opinion. Single listed options are subject to $35 contract commission on a Pro plan and 10 cents contract in this Pro Plus plan. Yeah, there's exchange fees in there. I don't pay any commissions on trading. I don't know what they're. It's been a while since I've been in there, so I'm not sure. But because I joined, I used to trade on TradeHawk, which was bought by Tradier, and Tradier is called the Tradier Pro. So I don't pay any. Maybe I'm just grandfathered in. I don't pay any commissions on options at all. That was the whole point of me doing TradeHawk, because there was no commission on options or stock. And for me to pay 25 cents a contract on options would be I really wouldn't want to do it, because I do an awful lot of option trades. You want to make sure, Sarang, that they don't have a plan you can get where you don't pay anything on options, commissions on options at all. Yeah, the index options, the ES and NQ. Yeah, everybody, you're gonna pay commissions on those. ETF options are free on Plugman. Yeah, that's good. That's fine. What do I think of an HPE time spread, Roger? HPE. So I'm assuming they have earnings tonight. Let me look. Yeah, HPE is not bad for a time spread. It beats 20% of the time. It's got the difference between this week's and next week's is about 53 out of 121. It's not too bad. That's reasonable. I would say that was reasonable. AEO also looks like a possibility for a time spread. AEO. Those are the only ones I see off the top of my head. HPE, AEO look decent. Let me look at them on my platform. It's trading at about $23. This week's 23. I've 132 implied volatility. Next week's 67. So 67, 132. Yeah, that's pretty. That's a pretty. I like that HPE. That's pretty good. Yeah, I like it for a time spread. I would use the 23 calls. I'm going to look at the other one as well here because I like both of these, and I'm glad you brought this to my attention because I haven't really had a chance to look at time spreads this morning. But HP looks all right, and let me see what AEO looks like. AEO is trading at 1350. This week's IV 190. Next week's 106. Yeah, not as good. Yeah, I like HPE. In fact, I think I'm going to take it. Let me just go and see what I can get it for. I'm using the 23s. So I'd be selling this week's 23s and buying next week's 23s. Something's weird here. It's telling me 4 cents. $91.95. Yeah, it's just showing 4 cents for a $23 stock. Let me look at what their expectations are in this thing. Expected move 9%, average move 5%. Same thing on THOS. I'm going to take it 4 cents. It's tough if you pay in commissions. It's really hard to trade time spreads that they're in the pennies like that, because even if if it goes from 4 to 6, you make 50%, but you'll give up if you're in commissions. You're going to pay most of it in commissions. So I'd be careful about that. But I don't. Not sure I understand why this is so. I don't like to trade stuff if I don't understand why it's coming in this cheap. Let me put that in again. But Ari says that's what he sees as well. So sell this week's 23, buy next week's 23. Calls 5 cents. All right. See if I can get filled for 5 cents. Shockingly, I didn't get filled. Yeah, it's jumping all over the place. kind of weird because the spreads are really tight. 88 by 90 this week, 94 by 99 next week. So we're going to take the biggest difference. Selling this week's for 88, buying next week's for 99. Yeah, it's probably going to be more like about 10 or 11 cents or so, I would say, when you take this into consideration. I got it in at 8 and it's not getting filled. It's printing 6, but that's because it's the midpoint. Okay, I got filled. I got filled at 9 cents on it. 9 cents on HPE. Right. So again, just be careful if you pay commissions on options. Okay, this is a time spread. Thank you for pointing that out. Again, I hadn't looked at any. It's really late in earnings season, so Roger, I appreciate that. Frank, what's the name of the trading platform I mentioned? Tradier Pro. Tradier Pro. That's what I trade on. Tradier Pro. They have Tradier Pro. They also have a Tradier Pro futures platform, so you can trade futures, but it's a separate platform. It's a separate account. You have to put in separate money for that one. But most people I think that trade futures typically trade on Ninja. Rem, come on, when I do trend lines, do I exclude earnings candles and the day after earnings candles? I don't start on earnings candles, all right, when I'm doing trend lines. But it can go through the candle, but I don't trade, I don't start on an earnings candle, no. Either the bottom or the top of the candlestick I don't use. But the day after I will. Roger, appreciate that. Thank you very much. What was the ticker? HPE. Yeah, HPE. I haven't put it up here yet, though. This is a time spread on earnings. So you're going to sell September 5. $23 calls. And you're going to buy the September 12th, $23 calls. I paid 9 cents for them, I believe. Filled at 9, Terry? Okay, good. Yeah, I paid 9 cents for them. We'll watch this a little bit. We probably try to close this out today if we can get a fill on it. For maybe somewhere in the neighborhood of 12 to 15 cents. I get filled on a lot of contracts, so. All right, I'm going to send that also in an alert.
Members posted in his desk is the link to President Trump participating in a bilateral meeting with the President of the Republic of Poland.
Filled at 7 on HPE. Very nice job. Roger. Very nice. Again, I'm in at 9. I think. Yeah, 9. The line's still moving, by the way. It's at the we got $1 for it. It's $1.23 right now. SPY's come in pretty decently here. Oops. SPY moving down below the VWAP. I put a sell order on this HPE for 12 cents. This is just as during the day, in case we can get filled for a 30% gain before earnings come out. I much prefer to take it off for 30% gain before earnings if I can. So again, I got a 12 cents order in there. It says it's printing 11 right now. I don't know. These have been kind of flaky as far as the prices on them are concerned, but you know, if Roger get in for 7, you know, if you can get out for 10, $11 a contract, I personally I'd take it if you can, because that's pretty good. But again, I have a sell order in at 12, and I'll keep that on there today. You're realizing how insane commissions I have paid, almost 1.5 thousand commissions this year, Sarang. Yeah, and you have a pretty solid rate. Yeah, they all adds up, you know. To a little bit of a story, when I switched, this is quite a long time ago, when I switched to paying commissions, and I think at the time I was paying, I don't know, 35 or 40 cents a contract. You know, it used to be like $1, then it went to 85 cents. Everybody's pushed it down. But anyway, I was trading on Thinkorswim, I think, and I was getting a pretty decent amount, pretty low commission. I think 25 cents or something, but maybe 35 cents. But this was quite a long time ago, and I was getting a good rate compared to then. But when I switched over to TradeHawk at the time, which was new, my commission savings was it was ridiculous. I mean, ridiculous. I think I can't remember how much it was. I'm trying to remember how much I saved. It was in the neighborhood of 35,000 a year or something like that. I mean, it was a lot of commissions. Don't quote me on the number. I can't remember, but I know it was a lot. All right, so we got this HPE on here again. I got a sell order for 12. I'm going to go ahead and send that out as well in the alert. Again, if you're paying commissions on this, that's only a 3-cent gain. It's not going to seem like much, especially if you have to pay some commissions. But again, it's a 30% gain, and 30% is pretty good if you can collect it prior to the earnings even coming out. Basically, you take it off before you've even got any risk on the trade. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to go ahead and send that out in an alert as well. So again, we're out of a line. It's continuing. Yeah, it's coming down, but it's kind of flattening out a little bit right now. We're still in fresh pet. Short. It's just chopping around here. It is red for the day. We're still in Clorox, which is up for the day. We'll see what it does. Again, we got time. Again, a line is the one I wanted to get closed out because it expires Friday. All the other ones we get time on. And again, we're in HPE right now for a time spread. Price doesn't really make much difference as far as that's. We took the 23s, so. All right. Let's see. I think I got some. Okay. All right. So I'm just gonna let that stay out there on HPE. Again, I got a $12 sell order on it. I paid $9. Looking to get out at 12. It's printing 10 right now. We'll see. It may just hang around there. I don't know. We'll see. Pretty slow day in the market, really. Buy just below the VWAP again. It's back below the 8 exponential moving average again, but above the 15. It's just we're just in a very, very tight pattern here. You know, all I have to do is look at the SPY candlestick. AA has moved up nicely today. Still just below the 8 and the 15 though, but it is moving up nicely on the day, up about 0.5%. I'd like to see it move up to a 32 by Friday, so we can just roll out the 32 puts till next week. But we'll see what happens. Sprung. Do I use TradeHawk or Tradia Pro with the same thing? Tradia Pro is what TradeHawk doesn't. I don't. They may still exist, but Tradier, yeah, bought them out, I think, and turned it into Tradier Pro. So just Tradier Pro. Doug, you're still trying to get filled in the entry. You suspect you're not the only one. Yeah, on HB. Yeah, you may be right. I don't know. I had some folks get filled at 7. I had a bunch of people just told me they get filled at 9. But again, I get filled at 9. I would hang it in there around 9. I don't think I would pay 10 or 11 cents for it. Again, if you don't get it, you don't get it. I mean, that's just the way it is in some of these. I've had many like that where I tried to get filled. I'd be there all day trying to get filled, never get filled. I'm only going to chase it to a certain point. SPY just moving sideways. This is a low probability trading environment. This that we're in. It's 12 o'clock, a little after, and this is a very low probability trading environment. I just, other than the time spread right there, I haven't done anything. And I don't even see any strangles or straddles that look good because the problem is the market's not moving. You need to have a stock that moves a lot, but there's a lot of compression in a lot of stocks, and that's death for a straddle or a strangle. SPY drifting down now. Market internal still bearish. Applied Materials a good short. So is Lucid, LCID. Both of those are pretty nice shorts right now. I'm just leery to take too many shorts, but Lucid looks good. And Applied Material. Again, I would be just trying to day trade these, those particular stocks. CARR is also a good short. Corning looking good again as well as a long. GLW is a long. Corning pulling back here. It's a PBO of yesterday's daily chart right here. Pulled back right here to the 8, 15, bump right above it, moving up again. I like the GLW here. I like it as a potential long. That would be a decent swing long on GLW. I'm going to take some GLW right here. Long. This is going to be a swing trade, long. We do have the jobs report coming out this week, so I'm going out a ways in these things. Again, this is Corning. We're going to buy the September 26th. And these are the $67 calls. And they're going right now for $370 to $375. All right. This is likely going to be a swing trade. Okay, we do have a jobs report this week. I don't know what that's going to do to the market, but GLW is a pretty good grinding stock. Usually not impacted too dramatically by news. It's been moving up beautifully here. Gets extended from the 8 and pulls back a little bit, but it's not a fast-moving stock, so it's not going to be any big massive amounts of gains in this thing. But you know, look for 30, 35, maybe 40% on it in 3 weeks. Okay, GLW. Market not doing much of anything, as we can see here. Just been, momentum is horrible all day long. Well, since about 10 o'clock, 10:30, but it's, notice the Q's also just chopping sideways. Again, the indexes are not a good thing to be trying to trade today, in my opinion. I'm going to look for stocks. Again, I like Lucid for a potential short, but I would try to just be intraday in anything short. Same thing with Applied Material, decent short. STX, it was called out earlier today, looking very nice. WDC gapped up here today. I like STX because it's not so far extended as WDC is, although it is kind of extended. It's trading at 174.68. The 8 is 167, so it's about $7 of distance, and the ATR in it is about 550. So it's about a 1.5 ATRs extended. Again, we're in GLW, and we're in HPE time spread. Yeah, I get in for 9. I'm trying to get out for 12. It's kind of crazy pricing on that thing. It's showing 12 cents right now. It's unlikely I'm going to get filled at 12 cents, but if I do, I'll be happy. We took profits in a line today. That was a decent trade. Nice 25% profit in that. AA is traded up, back up above $31 now. It's moving back up to it at 32. About 12:20. I'm going to take lunch here in just a minute. Let me see if we have any questions. I've been just looking through stocks, so I've ignored the questions for a bit. Sorry. Garav. SMI might be a good contender for a straddle strangle. You know, it's interesting you say that, Gary. I was looking at it as a potential straddle strangle today as well. When it was up around 42, almost 43. It's got the 50 just below where it is right now. But if you can get a decent price on it, that's actually a pretty. I like that. I like that suggestion. Doug, coincidentally, you bought for various reasons. You bought the GLW shares the other day. Yeah, that's a good trade yesterday. we've been talking about it. I think you might have mentioned it a while back. It's a very nice trade. You bought it a couple of days ago, so you're doing pretty well on it right now. A couple of days ago, yesterday it was trading at around 67. Well, it had a range yesterday, but it's a nice setup. Here's the GL. This is the GLW chart. Again, remember I talk about swing trades. You want to find a stock when you look at the chart, you can kind of predict which direction it's going to go in. I mean, look at this GLW, right? Grinding up along the 8. The 8's the white line. Grinding up along the 8. Then we get earnings, which it gets pulled away from the 8 by too much. You don't want to chase it. It moves sideways until the 8 catches up with it. And now it comes back down here to the 15 again. The 8 and 15 is a tremendous combination. A lot of times they break the 8, the 15 holds. Now it rides up along the 8 and the 15. The candlesticks are turned blue. We get a compression break in it. This is a nice setup. Now if we switch over to Heikin-Achi candles on this, this is the daily chart. You see what we got right here? This is a Heikin-Achi continuation candle. This was a Heikin-Achi reversal candle right there. See, it was coming down. Bearish Heikin-Achi candles with flat tops. Bullish Heikin-Achi candles with flat bottoms. Boom, 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 boom. Couple of dojis. Flat bottom today. Heikin-Achi candle to the upside. That's a nice entry on GLW. Filled at 375, Terry. Good job. Okay, so those are the ones again, in this market, I want to dive into a lot of things. I really don't want to be diving into too many trades here when this market is just chopping all over the place. I'm happy to take profits in a line today. HBE, again, non-directional. I'm not too concerned about that. GLW is directional. Other than that, we'll just see what the rest of them do here. But we did at least take a line off and added a couple more. All right, so I'm going to get ready to get something to eat here. Let me just check for any more questions. Nothing there. Good. Go ahead to talk to the YouTube folks. I'm going to have to close that down now. YouTube, thanks so much for being here today. I appreciate it. Appreciate everybody being coming in and watching the room. Been a pretty slow day in the market, really. SPY's up just a bit. Most of it was in the gap up this morning. If you go back and look at the SPY, we go back and see what it. Here's the gap up. Here's what we've done. Here's the VWAP, the pink line. basically rode along it, got above it, got below it, got below it. Now we're still just below it again. So if we look at the SPY on the daily chart over here, SPY daily. Here's the candlestick today for the SPY. You see where it is? Right between the 8. We just slightly got above it, pulled back through it, right to the 15. This is a no man's land trade here right now. We don't know which way the market's going to go. We have a jobs report on Friday. Looking for stocks. If you look at GLW today, it's pulled back here, but let's look at that's on the daily chart right there. It's pulled back a little bit here this morning, but it's been it's been giving. I don't know where that came from. What in the world was that? I don't see anything on GLW here. Just says volume down. No idea. Not good, very good timing for me, however. Let me see what I get for straddles and strangles in this thing. And I may add some more. I may add some more to it. Just dropped from 375 to 258 on that. Again, these are way out into September, and I don't know what is causing that drop. But that's a fairly big drop. No idea. They really widened the spreads on the options too. Yeah, I see that, Sarang. I don't know what it is though. What's RAF say? That is his standard rate. Oh, I'm sorry. GLW just dropped a load. It just dropped to almost $2 in one candle. And I don't know why. Huge volume on it. I can't really do a straddle or a strangle on it because the premiums are so wide now. He's trading at 68. 68 puts at 27 by $1.32. That's crazy. No idea what's going on with JLW. I'm gonna get lunch. I'm not changing anything. I'm actually considering buying some more calls. But I don't know, the problem is I don't know what's causing this candlestick. Oh, it's the tariffs. China duties on optical fiber from Corning 37.9. China duties on optical fiber from Corning. So that's a retaliation by China on tariffs. Um, we'll see. I think this is probably a massive overreaction on Corning. We'll see what happens with it. I'm not going to, obviously it's pulling down pretty hard here, but I'm not going to panic over it. Again, that's fairly newsworthy. China duties on optical fiber from Corning, 37.9%. And again, this is a retaliation for tariffs from the U.S., I'm sure. But again, I suspect this is probably an overreaction, as most of the tariff news usually is. So again, thanks. Fortunately, we're out into the quite a ways out on time on this one, out to the 26th of September. Those calls right now, we paid $375, are going for about $228. So fairly big, pretty big flush in Corning. All right, so I did a couple of things here. I'm just going to hold on to the. I'm just going to hold on to the on GLW. I'm just going to hold on to it. I actually went and this. I'm not going to recommend you do this. This is something I did. This is pretty risky, but I think it's going to bounce. I think this is an overreaction. I sold the 68 for this week. I sold the where is it? The GLW. I sold the $68 puts, and I bought the $67 puts. I put a put credit spread on GLW for this week, right? Expiring this week, 2 days out. 68, 67. Now that's pretty close. You can see it's trading actually below 68 right now. But the good news is when I put that on, I got a $63 credit. So I'm risking $47. 37, risking 37 to make 63. it's kind of a skewed up thing. But again, it's got to stay above 68 by Friday. I'm betting on the fact that this is an overreaction to it. So I wouldn't necessarily take that, but I did that. And again, I'm going to just I don't think I'm going to add any calls to it right now. I want to wait and see how much follow through this has got. So we'll see what happens. Fortunately, we get some time on GLW on the calls, and they're trying to ruin my lunch with this specific duty. I don't know where this duty came from on fiber from Corning. I don't. It's obviously retaliation to the tariffs, but it's kind of odd that it's just on one company's fiber. But in any case, I think it's an overreaction. I'm going to hold on to the calls. I don't think I'm going to add any more calls. I bought quite a few. But I did put a 68, 67 put credit spread on this thing expiring Friday because I got so much. I got $63 credit on a dollar spread. So that's $63 profit on a $37 risk. Right, so I'm in the 68, 60, 68, 67 put credit spread on that. I got $63 premium on it. That's a lot for a dollar spread. Usually you want to get about 20 cents. It's obviously built into this massive volatility that's in there right now. So if I'm wrong, I'm gonna take a hit on the spread and I'll take a hit on the calls. But the calls we can stick with. I think this is probably an overreaction, and I think this is probably, like I said, overdone. I could be wrong. We'll see. All right. Well, that was an exciting flurry of activity there. China anti-dumping duties and optical fiber. Yep, I see that. Thank you very much. I think it's overreaction. 37.9. Yep, that's what I had mentioned. Thank you very much for all the information. That's exactly what it was. Is it going to hold? I don't know. I'm trading like it's an overreaction. That's a big duty on there. Light is another one. LITE is another stock. It's in optical. You can see it came down. It didn't quite as bad as Corning did. It was unusual timing, by the way, since we just took the calls in it. But fortunately, we went out good distance in time. Yeah, the daily charts are still green. I mean, this is news. It's all news related. Terry, you've been trading reduced size, just went back to full size because you didn't trust the market. Now you went back in full size. Yeah, well, that's all. Tesla PBO. Thank you, Joe. Yeah, bounced back down to the bounced right off the 200-day moving average today, moving up toward that 347.03 level. All right, and there's the SPY pulling in pretty substantially here right now. Again, we're out of a line. We took profits in the line. I don't know what Fresh Pet's doing. Fresh Pet's drifting down. And Corning was got a big smack in Corning, so we'll see what happens. The EPBO as well. Bloom Energy. Yep, another PBO. Bloom Energy, Joe's pointing out right there. PBO. It's a PBO, a pullback opportunity, comes down, touches the 8, goes down toward the 15, bounces up today, heading out. Looks good. And here's our GLW right now, after that big flush. Doesn't look so bad when you look at it on the daily chart here. All right, so I'm not going to be worrying about GLW right now. I'm going to just see what it does. I'll watch my credit spread, but I'm much more interested in the calls that were out a few weeks on. So we'll see what they do. All right. That was an exciting flush of activity. All right, I'm going to go ahead and shut down YouTube now so I can get some lunch. Thanks, everybody from YouTube. I appreciate your being in the room today. And see you all tomorrow, Thursday, about 11 o'clock.